Hey, what's going on, guys? Sash Bashing Game here. Today I decided to make a top 10 video on my top 10 favorite video games of all time. Now, this is not just Xbox One, which is the console I recently have been playing. This can go all the way back to the Wii, which you will see in this video. I have quite a few Wii games in here. It's very interesting. It's going to be awesome. So let's get right into it. So at number 10, I actually have two games because I could not decide between the two of them. The first game I have is Need for Speed Rivals, and you'll see it right here. It's an amazing game. Me and my friend got it about 5 or 6 months ago. We decided, screw it, let's just try this game out because we had been playing Destiny at that time, and we were getting ticked off at that game. So it's like, let's just give ourselves something new to play. So we decided to download Need for Speed. We were going to drive around a little bit, and I fell in love with it. It was amazing, and there's so many different things you could do. You could race, you could run from the cops, you could make millions of dollars, which is what I did. I made a lot of money in this game. It was awesome. If you don't have it, it's not too expensive. It's like $10. Just go out to the store, pick up the game, or just buy it on Xbox. That's what I did. It was on sale for like $5 when I bought it. I was like, yeah, let's do it. So I bought the game, and I played it for forever. Now, I can say I don't play the game anymore, but it's still amazing. I loved it. The other game I have, tied at number 10, is Skate 3, which you'll see here. This is a skating game, if you couldn't tell. It had to be kind of stupid not to be able to tell, but this game is a lot of fun. I've had this game for about 3 months now. I can say I play it almost every day now. And the reason I love the game is so much is because it reminds me of my childhood. I used to play Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 a lot on the PlayStation 2. So this game isn't the same, but it's still a skating game. The tricks are awesome in this game. You'll see in some of these clips that I can do some amazing tricks in that game. It's just a lot of fun to play. I enjoy it because playing. Also, the fails in that game are just hilarious. So if you don't have the game, again, it's only $10. It was originally on the 360. I played on the Xbox One, but I would suggest getting this game. At number 9, I have Halo 4 on the Xbox 360. Now, Halo 4, I remember getting that game, and I had already been in love with the Halo franchise. I'm just like, okay, Halo 4, hype is real, let's do it. And I fell in love with the game. The campaign was a lot of fun to play because it was really my first campaign with the Master Chief. But the campaign was awesome. The graphics at the time were amazing. Looking back on it now, the graphics aren't really good, but back at the time, the graphics are insane. I loved it. But just the campaign was a lot of fun. And then you have the multiplayer, which the multiplayer was awesome. Like, you could play games like SWAT, Flood. Like, the infection game mode of Halo 4 was not all that great. I didn't really play it that much. But the thing I think I did a lot more was custom games. I loved playing custom games. I've always loved playing custom games on Halo. If you haven't gotten Halo 4, I wouldn't really suggest getting it now because Halo 5 is out and like the Master Chief Collection's out. Pretty much everyone on Xbox One has that. If you don't have it, then don't get it because it wasn't that great. But Halo 4 was just a good game at the time. I don't play it now, but I loved it as a little kid. It was just awesome. At number 8, this one might be a bit of a shock to you guys, but not really. I have the Portal franchise, both Portal 1 and Portal 2. Now, these games, if you don't know what they are, it's a puzzle game where you got to figure out like how to use portals, hence the name Portal, to solve puzzles. And the main thing is you got to defeat like this robot. First game is GLaDOS, second game it's Wheatley or whatever. Point is, it was a lot of fun having to use my brain power to try to figure out how to solve all these puzzles. And I remember I'd struggle on some of them for hours, and the satisfaction of when I actually completed those puzzles was just amazing. And I just remember every day when I had that game, I would just go on and be like, all right, I'm going to do some more of this chapter. and my brother plays it more than I do now. He's completed the campaign like 30 times or something. The only thing about that game is once you complete it a couple times, and once you go through the campaign story a couple times, you can't really do it again because you know how to do every puzzle. Like I haven't played the game for at least 2 years, so if I went back now, I believe I could actually struggle again with it and not remember a good portion of the puzzles. I mean, I can still remember a lot of them, but point is, Portal 2, amazing games. Definitely number 8 for me. If you've never played them, I would suggest you find someone to play with. Play the multiplayer too. There's a split screen where you gotta like work together. Portal 2, that was a lot of fun because me and my brother completed that thing. It was awesome. I loved it. I loved just spending time with him playing that game. So yeah, Portal and Portal 2 are number 8. At number 7, this one's gonna come as a shock to a lot of people. I have Halo 3 ODST. And everyone's gonna be like, what? ODST? That game sucked. I don't think it sucked at all. Because, in my opinion, I don't really like the campaigns with the Master Chief. Like, I've never enjoyed them nearly as much as I've enjoyed the ones that are kind of a side thing. Like ODST, Reach, all those games. ODST was just amazing. You're a Marine. Well, there's two stories that like go back and back with each other. You're this trooper and you drop down from a ship or whatever, and the rookie of the group gets split up from everyone else, so he's got to try to find everybody. And as you go through the story, you see how the rest of your team is trying to defeat this alien or whatever. I don't even know what the story was now, but I do remember it was quite a bit of fun to play. I don't know if I played split screen on that. I don't know if there was a split screen. Point is, I enjoyed that game a lot. It was awesome. The multiplayer, I didn't really do multiplayer for that because the multiplayer was Halo 3, I believe. But that game was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I enjoy it more than Halo 3, and I can say every day that I enjoyed that campaign more than Halo 3. Because in Halo 3, the Flood was in it, and that was creepy when I was 10. So, like, the ODST campaign was just so much more enjoyable to play. If you don't have the game, it's on the Master Chief Collection now. So, just check it out. The graphics aren't amazing in it, but the storyline's pretty nice. It's a pretty neat story. At number 6, we have our first Wii game, and that is Mario Kart Wii. This is not the stupid Mario Karts they have nowadays with like Mario Kart 7 and Mario Kart 8 where they have 50,000 power-ups and like 25 different characters and like 100 different carts. No, this is one of the first Mario Karts, Mario Kart Wii. This game was amazing because there wasn't too much. It wasn't complicated. There wasn't like going underwater and going over water and all that. Like, it was crap ton of fun. I remember I would just be cruising with them little Wii steering wheel things. I'd play split screen and race my whole family on that game. It was a lot of fun to play as a little kid. I basically got gold medals in everything there was to get gold medals in, which is really hard. I mean, nowadays it probably wouldn't be hard because you can just use a little controller and like, yeah. But it was a challenging game at the time. I enjoyed it a lot. That was one of my main childhood games. I played that for at least a year, I believe. And yeah, that was amazing. The hardest track, I believe, was Rainbow Road, which is what's playing right now. This one is a pain in the butt, but I loved this game. I loved it a lot. So, number 5, or finally my top 5 games. This is taking forever, man. At number 5, we have another Wii game, Greg Hastings Paintball 2. Now, this game is, I think I could say this was my first shooter game. I'm pretty sure I can say it's my first shooter game. I don't know. But it was just a paintball game, and you like went into competitions and stuff, and you had to shoot people up. And it was a lot of fun. I remember when I got it, I was a little skeptical at first. Was like, this game's gonna suck. But as I played it more and more, I'm just like, oh crap, this game's a lot of fun. And I would just start shooting people up, be like, haha, you suck, you suck, you suck. And you like point the Wii remote at the screen and use the nunchuck thing in your other hand. That was hard, but it was a lot of fun. I completed like the whole game. I played that game for at least a half a year, I can say. Easily a half a year. Amazing game. I got the little game clip here. It's a really old game, but it was my childhood. I loved it. Now, the top 4 games are a bit more modern, bit newer. So at number 4, I have Minecraft. And yes, a lot of you are like, Minecraft, that game sucks nowadays. No, back in the day, it did not suck at all. Because I remember when I got Minecraft at first, that was the only game I played on the 360 for forever. And I played it constantly. I would keep grinding at that game in survival mode on my huge house with a huge castle, wheat farms everywhere. And then like the survival mode was awesome. I remember the satisfaction of being the Ender Dragon, or like this is I want to mention this is before the game got like the computer version. This is when it was really only like the Ender Dragon, and there wasn't that many freaking new blocks, like a coal block. Like what the heck is a coal block? This is when the game was awesome. So yeah. And also the creative mode in it was just great. I loved the creative mode in this game. Because you could build a lot of stuff. You just see in this video. This is all creative I made. First creative world. I loved it. A lot of fun. And I remember just watching YouTube videos on how to build stuff. Also redstone creations and whatnot. It was just a lot of fun. And I played with my friends a lot. And yeah, I played that game for at least 3 years. I can say easily 3 years. At number 3, we have Overwatch. Overwatch is a recent shooter game, actually. It was nominated Game of the Year by Game Informer, GameStop. 2016 Game of the Year was Overwatch. And if you know what Team Fortress 2 is, a lot of people would compare it to that. But I don't really compare it all that much to it because Overwatch is amazing. Whenever I get on Xbox nowadays, it's one of the first games I'm playing. I don't have many videos on my channel about it, but I love the game because it's a lot of balanced team play. You're not having really overpowered characters killing you a lot. I mean, yes, there are a few overpowered characters in the game, but they're not just dominating you. It's a lot of fun. There is no campaign, though. And I don't know if I want to see a campaign or not. I feel like a campaign would ruin it. Because if they get it wrong, it would just kill the game. This game is by Blizzard, by the way, so Blizzard's that huge gaming company that has like Hearthstone and all that. Anyway, Overwatch is just great. If you don't have it, go out to the store, buy it now. It's a lot of fun playing multiplayer. There's a lot of different game modes now, but they finally fixed it. They're adding more characters. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna be playing this game for a while now. I still play it, and it's just amazing. Like, just get it, guys. At number 2, a lot of you are gonna hate me, but Destiny, number 2, definitely number 2 because this game was just great at the time. I remember getting into the release date and just playing this game for days and days and hours and hours and hours on end. I played this game up until Rise of Iron. And then I kind of just stopped because that's when it kind of took a turn for the worse. And it's just like, okay, it kind of sucks now. But for the first 2 years, the game had a really solid, had a solid thing. The story could have been better, but it was still a lot of fun to play with your friends, doing the strikes and stuff. And the multiplayer was just insane. A lot of fun playing the multiplayer. I remember playing with my friends almost every day. Like, alright guys, let's get on, play some Destiny, let's grind out Rise of Iron, let's grind out Iron Banner, let's do all this stuff, and do these raids and stuff. The raids were just amazing. Such for Taken King raid, that just was, that was tragic. But the multiplayer was amazing in that game. I played the game for 3 years. It was, and if you're playing a game for 3 years straight, it's got to be pretty good. I have quite a few videos about it on my channel. Yes, I do know I have a video on my channel dissing it. And that's because the game took a turn for the worse, and they tried to make it like the good old days in year one, where the game was just awesome. But once you move on from something, you can't really go back to it. So that's number two. I'm not changing my opinion about it. If you guys have other opinions, go ahead. I don't really care about your opinions. But here we go. Number one is Halo Reach. And this is definitely my favorite game. It's always going to be one of my favorite games of all time. And that's because I remember it was my first game on the Xbox 360. I remember just playing it for forever. The campaign was great. You're this Spartan on a noble team, and you got to go defeat the Covenant on Reach. I actually was playing Reach today, and I was going through the campaign again. I was like, holy crap, this campaign is amazing. And I was grinding it out. Like, it was one of my first campaigns ever, and it's still my favorite campaign because there was so much teamwork needed to do it. There was so much communication needed to do it. The campaign itself was just amazing. I loved the campaign in that game. And when everyone dies in the game, when all your noble team dies, you actually feel sad for them. The only person that doesn't die is Jun, but everyone else did die, and it was like, oh crap. And like how George sacrifices himself for everyone, and how Carter sacrifices himself. A lot of sacrifices happened. It was amazing. I loved it. And then the multiplayer, when you would play, I played Living Dead like crazy, playing Living Dead almost every time I played the multiplayer. Because I remember it's a one-shot headshot with the Magnum, so I would just camp in a corner, just pop off at zombies. I would be beast mode at that game. It was awesome. I loved playing it so much because like that was my childhood basically. Like I will always remember that multiplayer because that multiplayer wasn't, there was nothing wrong about it. It was always great. Loved the multiplayer. Big team battle was fun. You just drive around with a scorpion, blow people up. But that's just the two of the things. Then you had Forge, and there are people who are really, really creative in Halo Reach, because there are some maps that they've made in Halo Reach that are just crazy. And if you can't, like, if you play those, they're just great. And the Forge in that game was amazing. I made my own Forge world basically as soon as I realized Forge was a thing. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And I made some ramps and stuff, and I'd be like driving around my mongoose, blowing things up. In a mongoose, yeah, of course, because that's how it works. It was amazing. I loved it. And then you have custom games, which is what I probably played the most. Because in custom games, people, like I said in Forge, were really creative. So there were these things called Duck Hunt and Fat Kid and Gladiator. All these different kind of game modes where you gotta like do different things. It wasn't just like the regular multiplayer. It was so many cooler other things. And I remember just playing with my friends for days and days and days, and just every afternoon I'd be playing it. Like I would be playing this game all the time. I played this game for at least 2 years, I think. And if they had better graphics in this game now and more people would play it, I'd be playing this game for forever. I'd enjoy this game and be playing it for every day instead of Overwatch and Skate 3 and all that. That's about it, guys. These are my top 10 favorite games of all time. Don't judge me for putting some games on there. I know some people don't like Destiny. I know some people don't like ODST. It's just my opinions. Don't get all fussy about it. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion and everything. That's about it. Please like and subscribe if you already subscribed to my channel. Thanks for the support. I do appreciate it. And yeah, that's it. I'll catch y'all later, guys.